everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today I'm bringing you all a spicy one. So, one of our good friends, Dracross, who I feel like has been the source of all our cool decks. So, if you guys remember when we played that Kalista Fearsome deck a couple months ago, that was all Dracross. When we played Hecarim, Set Ephemeral, that was all Dracross. And then this one is also Dracross, and this is going to be a Yetis deck. Now, the list that Dracross sent us was a little bit different. He was playing LeBlanc, and I found that LeBlanc was actually not great. So I found like LeBlanc was just not doing enough for us, because really her best thing is to be able to copy the Tactician. But if you're already dropping Tactician with this deck, if you're playing Tactician with this deck, you're almost already winning the game like 80-90% of the time. So LeBlanc ended up feeling like a win more game state, while at the same time he's super vulnerable. So instead, we're kind of trying out different champions, and we kind of settle for 2 Udyrs, 1 Darius as our champions of choice for this Yeti deck. But let's actually jump into the actual Yeti deck in itself. So this is a whole Yeti deck with Frelia and Nasus. And the reason that we're playing Nasus is because of the buffed up Bloody Business, right? So Bloody Business now costs 2 if you have Reputation. Very, very easy to trigger with Yetis. Then the other cards that I like from Nasus are Blood for Blood, allowing us to copy our 1-cost Yetis, and really cheap. So that way we get like a 3 mana 5/5, right? We can also copy Tactician. We can also copy like the Abominable right into our hand, allowing us to cheat it out. We really have 2 other Yetis. I also like here Assessor and Whisper Words. So Nasus provides us with a lot of draw that you wouldn't find in other regions otherwise, because it's very easy to have multiple 5-cost cards, and it's really easy to hit rotation. And then lastly, obviously, we took up the 1 Darius, and we have 3 Tactician. This card is the MVP of the game. The Yetis are strong by themselves, but their Tactician carries the deck, because usually the opponent is able to chump block your Yetis and thinking that they're safe, and then you play the Tactician, and once again you're attacking with another 25 power that they have no way to block, or is forced them to have like really unfavorable trades. This card is the MVP. From Frelia, we play all the Yeti cards. So we're playing triple Yeti Yearling, we're triple Abarosi Trapper, triple Toltels, triple Ancient Yeti, and triple Vulnerable Guardian. This card is the other MVP of the deck. If you have this card in your mulligan, this is what you're looking for. You want a mulligan for the Vulnerable Guardian. You have enough other Yeti cards that you have a very good chance of being able to cheat this out and just overwhelm the opponent. That you're able to play this for free from your hand is nuts. And remember what I talked about. You can actually use Blood for Blood on the Guardian, goes into your hand, and they get summoned for free on the next turn. So it becomes a 2 mana 5/5. To kind of round out the deck, we are playing triple Troshan, just such a good value for Frelia. Triple Wonder, it synergizes with the Yetis a lot. I like it because we can give some Yetis Overwhelm, or you can give them regen or make them bigger. Ramstan can be really useful sometimes as well. And it can also synergize with the fact that we're playing Udyr. So obviously, Wonder with Udyr ends up being a pretty nice curve right there. And then 1 pack mentality to be able to give our Yetis Overwhelm in certain situations. I only like 1. I feel like I found more than 1 to be a little bit too bricky. So I only recommend playing 1 of it, in my opinion. I know Rico Reds kind of feels a little bit different. The deck is actually surprisingly good. Has been doing really well for me on stream as we've been playing on our Americas account. We're actually recording this video on our main account because I feel comfortable enough to bring this to my main account, trying to climb to get that top 30 spot for Worlds qualification. So really good deck, really recommend it if you're looking for something fun. You can see why. Really, these 2 cards carry the deck. So start with the Guardian in your hand, and then Tactician later to finish up games. The rest of the deck is kind of just working to get your Guardians out there. When you got Guardian, you win most games more often than not. But anyways, enough about that. Hope you enjoy this Yeti deck coming up soon. As always, if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Stolen Carnage, playing what I believe to be Pink City. So Gangplank, and wow, okay, this hand is nuts. I'm gonna keep the Totals. There's a good chance that we draw another Yeti. Which means that Totals will almost guarantee that we get the Guardian. But it's Pink City playing 6 and Gangplank. There is a risk, right? There is a risk that by me keeping the Totals, I don't get an early blocker. The other thing is that, though, so we can always do the Toltels, get the Yeti on the top of our deck, so we have a blocker on turn 3, right? But it's kind of weird, right? Breaking our draw. We have to try to high roll the second Yeti. Wow. Do we wow. Let's pass first. This is gonna force the open attack. I mean, opponent's probably always open attacking anyways, right? I'm gonna greed it out. I'm gonna greed it out. I'm gonna greed it out and say that we're gonna find something that we can play this turn. We didn't get it. That's unfortunate. So now we're down to 13 already, 12 with the scrappy bomb. I think we lose. We had a nut. We got the nuts hand, but we didn't get the second Yeti, right? We didn't get the second Yeti, unfortunately. So now we kind of stalled out, right? Yeah, we just lose on the next attack. We just lose on the next attack because we don't have a second. Interesting. And we still don't have the second Yeti anyways. So we can play Udyr. We can play the Udyr. This is so bad. This is such an awkward hand. It was really good when we saw the 3 Abominable Guardians, but not when we didn't get another Yeti on top of it. We had so many. We had so many, though, that there was a good chance that we could have drawn one. We take 6. We go down to 6 now. Okay. I guess we go here. And then we have 3 Yetis and we trigger the rally and potentially be able to win that way. Opponent can just kill us though from 6 pretty easily. They could also have Riptide Sirturmund here to kill the Enraged Yeti, which means that we don't get the Yeti value. Oh, okay, so it doesn't have the Enraged Yeti. It doesn't have the Formidable. So doesn't have the Sirturmund. So we can have a pretty big attack here. Trigger the Reputation, do the Tactician, and potentially be able to win that way. Are we actually gonna come back into this game? Because this is 25. This is 25. Are we actually gonna come back in this game because of the triple Abominable? He kills 1 here. Has the big chance of killing the second one here. Goes down to 5. The rally gives me another set of blockers. Shoot, I would probably block with the other ones too, to be honest. If I was him, I'd probably... Okay, so he gets the stun. Alright, so the Wallop is good. The Wallop is good for him. Gets a lot of value out of that Wallop. Gets a lot of value out of that Wallop. I still like the rally. I still like the rally. Is that true? I kind of want to kill it. It stops the 1 damage, right? Stops the 1 damage, and it's still forcing the opponent to have a blocker. So opponent still needs to have a blocker here. Cannot just keep all his units alive. So by doing it this way, we stop like a potential, I don't know, like any random stuff. He still has to block with 2 of his units. He probably just blocks with the Merkin then. Right? That way he keeps the impact trigger alive. Still goes down to 5. We take 1 here, so we need to somehow survive. Doesn't level up GP though, which is the big part. Has one of our cards that we haven't seen yet. Are we actually back into this game? If we had gotten the second rally, we win. There's the Sirturmund. We go down to 4. So hear me out. From 4, we lose to a couple things. From 4 HP, we lose to the double up. So I want to keep this unit out of range of double up, right? So I want to keep this unit out of range of double up. We win on the open attack here. Okay, we ended up getting the troll shot anyway, so we didn't need to play around double up. But by putting this out of 2 health, we beat the double up, and we actually beat the game. Holy crap. How did we come back from that? How did we come back from that? You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness. You can see the power though. Abominable Guardian is so good. If you can cheat them out, it's so good. GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Poppy Taric. Okay, so this is gonna be a bunch more rally decks, right? I feel like if we go for like a tall unit, we might have a good time here. Fortunately, we don't get any Yetis now. Okay, we get the first Yeti, we get the bloody business. So if we get a second Yeti, we're in a good position. Because we can get the free Guardian and have bloody business available. The only unit that we have to watch out for is going to be his 5-drop. That can buff up the supporter units. That's the only way that the opponent can get taller than us. We can always bloody business the Poppy right away. Warden is not attacking on 3. They're attacking on 2, but I tend to be careful of the challengers that can come to punish this Yeti yearly, right? And we don't get another Yeti anyways, so this is gonna be a little bit awkward. But it doesn't hit the challenger. Okay, perfect. Perfect. They probably don't play Valor, right? Yeah, so this is good. We do Yeti Yearling, come summon the Guardian, have access to bloody business, get to push 7 damage here. I like that attack by the Esmus. Get to push 7 damage here. Get the free Yeti, go ahead and attack. Bloody business for almost anything that the opponent might summon. Unfortunately, we get the Ancient Yeti, which is not a great draw. Now we're looking for other stuff, right? Traveler is whatever. Traveler is fine. We're gonna have to commit the bloody business, which means that we will not be able to play Assessor. So our whole turn is just gonna be bloody business to kill Poppy or Taric here. And if the opponent has Sharpside, they actually keep her alive. So Sharpside keeps her alive, but then the opponent cannot attack with her because she still dies to the Yeti, right? So there we go. It's the Ancient Yeti right here. It has to be, right? Opponent doesn't have any good blockers for it. We can block for blood the Guardian, getting another Guardian on the field. What? Yeah, so we just go like this. We keep these guys back now because we want them as blockers. What is the opponent looking for 3 mana? Again, this is what I'm scared of now, right? Pale Cascades, keep it alive. So now if the opponent has the 5-drop, right? So if the opponent has that 5-drop that keeps him like... I guess we can do Whisper Words now, and we also have potential second bloody business. So if they have the 5-drop that gets buffed up by everything that's supported, this is gonna be crazy for them because they can do that one and then buff everything up. But if they do that, they're still losing their Taric and their Tiari, right? Because we have a blocker with the Guardians. So it might still be okay. We blood for blood here, getting another 0 cost Abominable Guardian. Or getting another free Guardian on the field. We have Whisper Words and we have Assessor. I kind of like doing the Assessor first. Because the Taric got damage, yeah, I kind of like doing the Assessor. It's another blocker that we can use, and he can sacrifice into one of his units. We have a potential to do the second bloody business, so we have 2 out of 32. So a little bit less than a third, a little bit less than 1 out of 10, right? So a little bit less than 10%. Oh wait, no, it's 2. I thought it was 3. So even less than that. So 2 out of 32. So the odds of us drawing the second bloody business are not amazing. Now we could still draw, for example, the rally, and the rally could be really good, right? We're always able to kill this Taric if this Taric attacks, because at most he can only get 2 health plus stuff, which only gets him to 3 health and stuff, meaning that he still dies to our Guardians. Just go ahead and do this. That's actually kind of funny. So we can actually sacrifice our Yetis and have 2 more Yetis on the field, by the way. I need to block because opponent has a good chance of getting the rally. So I need to be able to block. And we had good blockers everywhere. Oh, okay. All right. I think I'm okay with that, right? I think I'm okay with that. So we just block the Tiari then, sacrifice everything else, do blood for blood, and we have 4 Yetis coming down. Okay. We take 10, I guess? Well, we don't have to take 10. We can block here. We can block here. I guess we block... Let's block this one. And this is where you're gonna... This is where you're gonna get nuts with the opponent. He might think that he's getting a lot of value here. Well, we go here. And we have 2 more Guardians coming down. And this is why Blood for Blood is so good. We have a 6 white board. Opponent only has 3 blockers. We have Whisper Words as well. Right? And now we get our Whisper Words anyways. Out of Bloody Business anyways. And this is game. Judgment, I guess a Judgment could have been enough to kill us because opponent has more health here. But he just doesn't have enough blockers. Just doesn't have enough blockers to get there. Maybe they play Concerted Strike? In which case they do survive, but then we're able to kill the Taric. Yeah, so they can survive. Single combat doesn't do it, because single combat means you're still sacrificing one of your units. And there we go. Yeah, actually Concerted Strike wouldn't have done it either, because we have 3 units. So... yeah, this was a nutty hand. This was a nutty hand. We got to summon 4 free Abominable Guardians because of the 2 Blood for Bloods, and us just had to join 2 of it. And this is the whole purpose of this deck, and why I like Bloody Business in this deck. So, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Scouts, right? I think that's Quinn. I can't recognize the skin. Yeah, that is Quinn. That's such a weird looking skin. I think we have a good matchup against Scouts. I think we just have to go tall. And we should be okay. I think I like 1 Trapper, I like 1 Total. Maybe we find the Abominables. Okay, the Yeti healing is not great, not bad either though. It lets me summon the Totals early. But this does die. Now the opponent is attacking on turn 3. So we could summon the Yeti Yearling and then Totals on turn 3 when they summon their Misfortune. With Udyr also getting really big, they're going to have a hard time. They're going to have a hard time. They're going to have to try to level up Misfortune. That's going to be their only win condition here. Because otherwise, we can probably survive all of the random attacks that they have without Misfortune. Now, not having the Trapper could be a little bit interesting. I mean, sorry, not having the Abominable. Not having the Abominable could make it a little bit slow here. So let's see how this goes. Let's take our 1 damage. I think I'm gonna go Totals, right? I guess it depends. If the opponent plays a Challenger here, we'll go like if they play a Challenger, we'll go Totals. Yeah, we're gonna go Totals. They have 2 mana to play like Valor here, so we're just gonna go Totals right now. They usually never play single combat. So this kind of just stalls their attack, right? It stalls their attack. We can go ahead and just open attack for 5. Get some value here. Opponent could have, I guess, Sharp Sight. If it's Sharp Sight, that's the only punish here. We can do Blood for Blood before the Sharp Sight triggers, just so that we get another Yeti on the field. Because otherwise this Yeti's gonna die, right? To the Blood for Blood, because Blood for Blood deals 1. Yeah, that's the Sharp Side. So we go ahead and do it like this. Giving us another Yeti on the field. We're also gonna have the Barossa Trapper. Imagine if we had the Abominable Guardian here, though. We have multiple 5 costs on the field. Now, we do have the rallies, which is kind of nice. And the opponent's Broadwind just got damage. So they have to take a lot of damage there. Now, it doesn't look like they have Misfortune. We also don't have Bloody Business though, which kind of sucks, right? Bloody Business will make me feel a lot better against any hand that has Misfortune in it. So is it actually worth it to play the Trapper then? What if we just go Yeti into Udyr? Because we don't want to... Okay, so he's playing the version with... I know, he's playing the version with the 2-mana spell. I think it's actually better to go Udyr here. Into the 3-mana stand swap. I definitely think that's correct. Instead of playing the Trapper. Because Udyr is just going to get so big, and it's going to be one of the ways that we win the game. The elusive damage shouldn't be enough, sure. Opponent's gonna have to have double sharp side to kill this. Sirturmund? Okay. I wasn't expecting a Sirturmund either. I will say I wasn't expecting a Sirturmund. But that's okay. I think we just go here. This is still just as good as well. Regen on this Yeti is really hard for the opponent to deal with. The problem is that he's gonna just slowly whittle us down, right? Honestly, I didn't realize that they were going to play Sirturmund in this deck. So I guess that's a little bit of me. We can start pushing the damage. We have the Bloody Business now. Eventually we'll hit the Reputation. And kind of go from there. We could do... I think it's time for the Trapper. I think it's time for the Trapper now. No reason not to. And the Whooping Wonder, and just making this Yeti even bigger. Sure, you get another Broadwind, you get a lot of value here. My units are still bigger. He's gonna have to have for Demacia, right? They're gonna have to have for Demacia to actually do things.
The quiet of the woods, there's nothing like it.
So is he gonna try to kill the Yeti then? Let's go here. Let's go here. He's gonna do the Inspiring Light. Opponent's gonna go for the Inspiring Light. Yeah, there we go. And now we go with Bloody Business on the Scout. Now we're gonna have to deal with her. The Elusive is the scary part, right? He's pushing 4 damage with the Elusive, which is a little bit of a problem. We have to sacrifice everything else. But if the opponent, if the opponent attacks with anything else, we can just block with the Yeti, right? So that's why it makes this attack a little bit more difficult for them. Everything else is gonna have less than 5 HP, so they will not be able to actually block the Yeti. Except for this guy, right? This guy's gonna have more HP unless the opponent takes his attack. If this opponent takes his attack right now, then this is actually bad for them. Okay. Okay. Alright. You're gonna give me the free trade here? Be my guess. Be my guess. Wait. Do we go here or do we go here? I kind of find them to be a bigger threat. I think I find the Sculpture to be a bigger threat than the Tentacles. This guy now cannot block us, right? This guy also goes down to 4. We have double Yetis. We have the Tacticians. When it has no blockers here, and then the Tactician itself is also a 5/5. And now we get Darius. Darius is probably not useful just yet because we haven't hit it. The problem is this sap. This sap means that we're at 12, so we can live through 4 more of our attacks unless the opponent gets another Inspiring Light. If the opponent decides to get greedy here, then that could be okay for us as well. Now, if he does block, right, you have to be careful, right? Because now this is dying to a few things, and we probably don't want to lose that Yeti. We probably don't want to lose that Yeti. So we have to be careful. Like, if he blocks with the Tentacle, so maybe it had to be the Tentacle. Maybe we had to kill the Tentacle last turn. Yeah, maybe it had to be the Tentacle. We had to block the Tentacle last turn. Because now this puts our Yeti at less HP, which is a problem. There's a Tactician. I think we just want to get rid of his board, right? We just want to get rid of his board. The opponent doesn't have any good blockers here unless he found the second sharp side to stop the Yeti. Again, the big problem is going to be for Demacia. Rally, kind of annoying as well. We could also just find our second bloody business, so that's also a possibility here. Opponent goes to 9, it means that Darius now becomes a threat. So if opponent goes to 9, Darius becomes a threat. They only have 2 cards left. Yeah, that's a rally. Okay. So the rally means that he can kill the Yeti now. And again, all this happened from us not blocking the other card earlier. He gets to kill those 2, gets to push 3. But it's okay because we have Darius now. So all we need to do is just Darius into the rally on our next attack turn. Opponents are most only pushing 5 right here. That's not a good draw. Who pushed more than 5, I guess, if he has more units? Bloody Business costs 2 mana now. If it's the second rally that gets in there. Oh, that's also kind of annoying. That is also very annoying. I think I need to draw. Like, this is a problem right here, right? The fact that the opponent got an elusive from the navigator is very unfortunate for us. Very unfortunate for us, and we also didn't get any of our other cards. I'm gonna go here. So we lose to the rally now, right? Rally's gonna be exactly 8. This is also enough. Nah, yes it is. Wow, he got there. Oh man, our hand just ended up being too heavy. We never had the Abominable Guardian. So we fought the Abominable Guardian, the opponent was able to come back. And we also ended up getting all our expensive stuff after the fact. Ooh, what an awkward hand. What an awkward hand. GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Nasus Thresh. You know, honestly, them being controlled doesn't really matter that much. I will say, you want to harm Mulligan for the Abominable, if you can. Because that's how you get a lot of value. We don't get the Abominable Guardian. And we also don't get the Ancient Yeti. So this hand is a little bit awkward. Now, we do get the Wanderer plus Udyr combo. But Udyr is a lot more weak in this matchup because of the fact that the opponent has access to Vengeance. So them having access to Vengeance makes Udyr a lot weaker. I can only assume that they're also playing Haste Spike, right? I feel like this deck now definitely runs the Haste Spike. Yeah, like this hand is super weird. This deck probably definitely runs Haste Spike now. So you have to be a little bit careful about that. That's not bad. Gives me a Yeti, I guess, on the next 3 cards in my deck. We can still go ahead and do the Udyr like we talked about. I'm willing to attack right now. Before the opponent summons a Thresh, right? So by attacking right now, we play around potential Thresh. We can go the Udyr, and I guess we can go the Yeti when we get it. Yeah, we get the Ancient Yeti too. Sure. Opponent could have Vengeance here, which could be annoying. So Vengeance is the annoying part right here. Otherwise, I think we're in a decent spot. I really don't want to commit this. You know what? If they have the Vengeance, we can't play around it, right? So if they have the Vengeance, we can't play around it. So I think we just go ahead and do it. Because if they don't have Vengeance, we're able to stop his attack. Right? So I guess they don't have the Vengeance then? I'm okay taking this damage because opponent's just giving us another stance swap, right? So opponent's literally giving us another stance swap here. Now, we cannot play it because of Black Spear. Okay. That's a good way to do it then. So that denies the stance swap. So pretty good from our opponent there. Could still have the Vengeance, I guess, next turn. Showed us that they don't have it right now. So if they have the Vengeance, they will have to, like, actually draw it. We can Ancient Yeti. I think Ancient Yeti is a little bit awkward though. I think I'm gonna attack like this first. Just get my stance swap. Okay, opponent keeps denying the stance swap. So now that the opponent tapped out of Vengeance, I think we go Ancient Yeti. That gives me the Abominable Guardian. It's also denying our reputation triggers, which is actually really bad for us. We still have Bloody Business though, which is kind of nice. So we can kill Thresh, we can kill like a Nasus if we need to, potentially. Although the Nasus is probably already better than, bigger than us. So we go here, we get the Guardian. The reason I didn't want to start with this is because we didn't want to tap out of Bloody Business. I think having Bloody Business was very crucial. So I didn't really want to tap out of it. We have multiple blockers here. We can play the... Like, this is not going to matter. This is not going to matter. If opponent plays the Nasus right here, we can punish it with the double Bloody Business. Oh, wait. We only have one Yeti. For some reason, I thought we had two Yetis. I still think we're still fine, though, right? We get the Guardian. That's not... Yeah, that's the Nasus. So, this is 8. We have 10. So we go like this, right? Let's say that the opponent has the third glimpse or has the hate spike. He can get this guy up to 11, right? And if he's able to do that, this gives me the 0 cost stance swap, right? Because of the strike. If he's able to do like the hate spike or the glimpse, then we're at least able to... We're at least able to kill it with the by blocking with the Yeti, right? It just sucks that it's exactly 10. Because, yeah, another glimpse or a hate spike saves it. I guess if he has the glimpse, he would just go, you know, like... This gives me the 0 cost stance, which is why I like it. Lets me play a little bit more greedily. This also gives me 2 triggers to reputation, which means that our open attack gets us the last 2 for us to be able to do the tactician. Yeah, so hate spike gets us to 11, saving him from the Bloody Business. But then he still dies because of the enraged Yeti block. Doesn't have the hate spike, so we still keep our enraged Yeti as well. Get our Udyr that's about to level up. Let's go Overwhelm. Let's go Overwhelm so that we can just start pushing damage right now. We have 8 plus 1, which means that we have 9. So we're able to do both the Tactician plus the Udyr stance swap. We also get the Abominable Guardian here. So there is a huge attack here. 2 Overwhelm units as well that is pushing damage even if the opponent blocks. And if the opponent just goes to 6, we're still in a good spot. Okay, and there we go. Now we do the rally. And because this guy already has Overwhelm, we don't need to commit the stance swap on the Udyr. We can commit it on another unit to make them even bigger. Black Spear. Ah. Yeah, there's the Black Spear. I think we troll shot. Is that true? I think opponent has a battle feast, right? But if the opponent has a battle feast, they need to do it right now. So if they have a battle feast, they need to do it right now, right? Because otherwise we level up the Udyr with the stance swap. But we're probably not gonna level up the Udyr. They could also have Whale. Yeah, that's the battle feast. But that's fine, right? We lose the Udyr, but we still get the rally. We baited the battle feast not to go here. Opponent needs to have one more blocker. Could be a second battle feast to kill the Ancient Yeti. But needs to have exactly one more blocker. I guess it could be Thresh now. Opponent taps out of the Nasus. We still lose, to be honest. We still lose to the Nasus into Atrocity. Because the Nasus is going to be at 12 now. Actually, it's still at 11. It's at 11, but the opponent just has to block another unit with whatever blocker they have, and they get there. So our hope is that they don't have that. Our hope is that their hand is break, right? Our hope is that they don't have a blocker, that they have like, I guess like Rite of Negation and stuff like that. So Rite of Negation, I mean, he didn't summon anything, so now he needs to commit another Battle Feast here. Second Black Spear. Okay, so second Black Spear. So now Nasus is at 12. So the opponent gets Nasus into Atrocity. They still win. We lost 1 damage. Actually, we had lethal. Did we attack with the Yeti Yearling? If we attack with the Yeti Yearling, we had lethal. I just saw that. We summoned the Yeti Yearling last turn. We pushed the 1, and then right here, the stance swap would have been enough. A little bit unfortunate. Okay, we beat the Atrocity now because of Troll Shen. We can beat the Atrocity because of Troll Shen. I guess not like this, though. We also have Rally. We also had the Rally. Wait, I'm trolling, guys. We also had the Rally. We also had the Rally for lethal. We have multiple ways here to do lethal. Ah, I'm so out of it. We had the Yeti Yearling. We had the Blood for Blood, right? We had the Blood for Blood that we could have copied the Tactician. So now we lose to the Atrocity. Because this is going to go up to 14. Because it's going to obviously slay one of my units here. This is burst speed, so we can no longer like sacrifice our target. Ah, this is unfortunate. I think we threw a couple of different ways. So we will need to top deck the second Troll Shen, and that's not enough because the opponent has Spell Shield. So yeah, so we lose to the Atrocity. Oh man, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. So bad from me. We had lethal with the Rally, we had lethal with the Yeti into the Ram stance. We missed lethal 2 different ways. But we still got there. But it shouldn't have been like this. It shouldn't have been like, I'm gonna keep this game on the YouTube video so that you all know that even I make mistakes. But we had to, I'm so used to, so my problem is that I'm so used to using Blood for Blood only on the Yetis, right? So I tunnel vision so much and using Blood for Blood on the Yetis that it didn't even cross my mind that I could use it on the Tactician. So that's one thing you gotta watch out for. When tunnel visioning, it's one of the biggest problems with card games, and that happens to me all the time. I tunnel vision on my strategy. And my strategy is Blood for Blood, the Abominable, or the 1-cost Yeti. That I forget that he actually gives me options to also do in the Tactician. But that's why we play the game, so that we learn and we don't make the mistake. The other line with the little Yeti was a little bit more difficult to find, because I feel like once the opponent didn't summon any unit, I wanted to just open attack. But it also would have been an option there, although that's a little bit more vulnerable to like Battle Feast. So, but yeah, GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Kennen Ezreal. We're gonna have to kind of high roll this card right here, and we get it. We get 1 Guardian. We have the Ancient Yearling. We have the Totals. We're gonna have to kind of put a bunch of pressure on them for us to be able to win. Opponent kept 1 card. Opponent kept their 1 card. We even played the Yeti Yearling just yet? I don't know that I guess we do it now, right? I guess we do it now. This gets punished by Mystic. He's playing out the Dragon. Interesting. So this does get punished by a Mystic shot, right? Because he stops the Totals. I guess he's... Okay, so we gotta do this now. We gotta do this now, I think, right? So we do this right now. Force the opponent to have a second Mystic if they want to deny this. They don't have it. The bad thing is that we don't get the Guardian, right? Because opponent's gonna get Mystic shot the Yeti Yearling. Maybe they don't Mystic shot it. Maybe they get greedy here. There we go. So they do it. It's fine. We have a 5 attack unit that's attacking. Actually, we can summon a second one, which I think is correct. I think it's correct to summon a second one right now. And just start getting our reputation triggers. So we go like this. We can even do the Trapper as well. Just have a pretty wide attack. Because we're going to just put as much pressure as possible on the opponent. We probably should have done the Trapper first. See what they do. Because now they know that we have 2 Yetis. So now they know that we have 2 Yetis. Which can be a little bit awkward. Opponent only really has 1 good block. And this with the Kinku. Everything else is going to take 10 damage. Doesn't have enough to summon the Eye of the Dragon, and then we also get to summon the Guardian. Now he could block. He could block and then obviously have the Ezreal. The rally in turn 6 could be pretty interesting.
I'll take care of this.
Oh, he decided to block here instead. Wow, okay. I guess that's fair, because now this dies to a Mystic, right? Also dies to the second Cannon. We don't get the Bloody Business. We do get the Guardian for free, though. We get another Yeti, so we have a lot of draw here. And then we have the rally next turn, potentially. Yeah, so he's gonna be able to kill... He's gonna be able to kill this Yeti. Sure. It's gonna Mystic and Cannon. That also gives him access to... Let's go ahead and do this now. Gives me the most draw possible. He gets to kill this and put the stun mark on another unit. But the opponent still doesn't have any good blockers except for the Dragon Link. So he will get the Dragon Link. They will get the Dragon Link. They can kill one Yeti. We still attack it with 3 other Yetis, which triggers our reputation. Has to Mystic. Has to Mystic right here. Yeah. So that still triggers our reputation. The opponent still has no good blockers, and we can rally and try to put pressure that way. The problem is that the opponent can kill this. The opponent can stun this Guardian, right? So the opponent can stun this Guardian, because what they can do here is that they can recall the Cannon. So they can recall the Cannon, but I think we still do it, because it's gonna be 2 rallies. It's gonna be 2 rallies. If they recall the Cannon and deny one, if they can deny 2 reputation triggers, that's the only way that they can save. Okay, they only deny 1, so this should be okay for us. Opponent still down to 7. We rally. We have a full board. Opponent has 2 mana, and this is the nuts. Boom. Doesn't have another. He didn't summon another Cannon, so cannot even stun this guy. Has only done 1 spell, and we have a second rally next turn with a full board once again. Yeah, this is how you win with this deck. You just put so much pressure, and then you drop the Indecisive Tactician, and that's it. And that's it. Now, a lot of decks cannot deal with all these 5/5s on the rally on top of that. So GG's. In this matchup, we'll be going up against Poppy Taric. Again, so we keep going against the same person over and over again. Might need that pack mentality. I like the Troll Shan. I like the Tall Tales with the Yeti Yearling. I don't know if I like the Troll Shan actually that much. Sure, let's keep the Yeti Yearling. Let's keep the Tall Tales because we get the Yetis. Ooh, it might be if we had the Abominable Guardian here. Don't have it just yet. We can go like this. You can go like this. I think I'm okay with this. I'm down to take the 1 damage. I'm down to push the 1 damage. If opponent has Sharp Shot, technically to kill the Yeti Yearling, but it's not a big deal for us. Right? Opponent's gonna think that we have the Guardian. We don't have it though, so good for them. It might, if we had the Guardian here, he has a pretty bad open attack, because now his open attack is pretty good. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna do this then. Now I get a good blocker. Now I get a good blocker against anything that he summons here. He will kill the Yeti Yearlings, but he has to support with something. And whatever he uses to support, we can kill with the Enraged Yeti. So the opponent is playing like a full support deck. We only have to be worried about... Okay, so by doing it this way, he decides that it's better to sacrifice his Fleet Feather Tracker. So the opponent decides that it's better to sacrifice the Tracker. Don't know if I actually agree with that. I also don't know if it's correct to block with both. I think we just block with 1. I think we just block with 1. This could be a good blocker for later on. By doing it this way, opponent does end up getting, I guess, more value. Let's go for the Ancient Yeti. At this point, I just want to summon as many attackers as I can and just have a big attack. So let's just summon the Ancient Yeti, just push the 10 damage here. Sure. The Mountain Sojourners is the hardest part, the hardest counter to us in this deck, right? So the Mountain Sojourners means that he's able to buff his whole board. We don't have access to Bloody Business, so we don't have a way to kill it. Yep, there it is. There it is. That's exactly the card that I was talking about. Ah. Let's go for the second Ancient Yeti. Imagine if we have bloody business there. This will get punished because the opponent, I guess the opponent could have ranges resolved. So opponent could have ranges resolved, right? Opponent could have ranges resolved here. But all his units now become really good blockers and really good attackers into everything that we do. But this is why we kept the Yeti Yearling. Has to be ranges resolved. Has to be ranges resolved. Yeah, so it has to be ranges resolved. We're able to block like this. I guess we'll go ahead and block this one here, because obviously we need to survive. Opponent decided not to give his challenger anything. Interesting. He still keeps us with 2 Yetis, giving us access to the Guardian. Opponent's gonna have to block, right? Opponent's gonna have to block. Opponent's gonna have to block. And he doesn't have a good blocker for the Guardian. We still have 5 though, which is a little bit unfortunate. We can. We should probably go and Whisper Words first, just in case that we get the unit that can draw us, right? It's kind of greedy not to block this guy, but I guess the opponent's trying to play for the Tiari gameplay at this position. We need Whisper Words. If the opponent goes like this, we can rally and win the game. So if the opponent doesn't block the Ancient Yeti, then the rally wins us the game. If they block the Ancient Yeti, then the rally doesn't win anymore. So they have to just take this trade with the Ancient Yeti now. Yeah, they have to just take this trade. You lose to the Overwhelm, my friend. Question is, do we still rally? Do we still rally just to force the opponent to have to block with his Traveler? Okay, I guess we don't rally anymore, right? Opponent just decided to kill his unit. It has to be Trapper into Whisper Words to get the Yetis. What if we just rally here? What if we just rally? Force the opponent to block. That way they lose the Triari. So now the opponent is forced to block right here. Ah, okay. Down to 1 card. We still have the Tactician. I'm gonna do the Trapper so that we can potentially get the Yetis, right?
Today's the day I find that hero.
She stays alive. I like the Udyr. She stays alive, but loses to the Stand Swap. But the problem is that we don't have any other unit. The rally's not enough to kill us. Oh wait, we don't lose the Udyr. So yeah, he just loses to the Stand Swap. Needs to have the Pale. Means that he doesn't have the rally. We still get to, I guess, summon my other cards. We have to do Trappers. We have to do the Trappers and then the Whisper Words. I think we're fine. Opponent's down to just 1 card. We do Trappers. Second Trapper. Make our chances of drawing a Yeti almost guaranteed. Boom. We go here. If we get both Yetis, we win the game. And we win the game. We have Stance Up as well. And boom. And that should be game, right? You know what? Let's go ahead and make one of these ones at 2/2 as well. Actually, do we need to? No, because he always has to block. He always has to block the Yetis anyways, right? He always has to block the Yetis. He loses the game otherwise. Yeah, ranges yourself is not enough. And there we go. So I think that rally where we forced him to block with the first Poppy ended up incorrect. He ended up having a second Poppy, but you know, we ended up forcing it out. And that's usually how you beat the Master decks, by just having your Yetis go so much taller than them. So GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. You kind of see what I'm talking about, right? You see what I'm talking about with this deck and how funny it can be, how crazy it can be. I still cannot believe that we beat Stolen Conch on that Pink City game. Our start felt so horrible, but like I keep talking about, you kind of see the power of this card. Being able to cheat out 3 5/5s in that game just won us the game. And the other hitting MVP is Blood for Blood. Blood for Blood saved us so many times in so many games, being able to get us extra Yetis Like even if you get to damage one of your Yetis, it is what it is. Like you're just getting so much value from this, so much value from this. Really fun, really fun game, and I had a lot of fun recording this video. I hope you had just as much fun as I did watching it. In terms of mulligan, we're looking for the Guardian. We're looking for the Guardian to the point that I have actually figured out that is, even if you have a Yeti Yearling in your hand, unless you really have the Guardian in your hand, it's better to kick the Yearling out, because the Yearling is only good to be able to cheat out the Guardian. So if you don't have Guardian in your hand, just kick everything out. The only other thing that I will keep is the Ancient Yeti, because obviously if the Ancient Yeti is in your hand, it starts getting discounted. But Ancient Yeti, above Vulnerable Guardians, are the main things that I'm looking for. Everything else, for the most part, I'm kicking out. I'm kicking out. You have to be greedy with this deck. You have to be greedy with this deck with your mulligan, because your win rate just goes so much, even if you just have a single Guardian in your hand. So even if you just have one, it's enough to really increase your win rate a lot. So yeah, I would do it that way. Obviously, if you already have one, then you can get a little bit more. You can get a little bit more passive with your mulligan. You can keep the Yeti Yearling. You can keep the Toad Tails if you already have a Vulnerable Guardian in your hand, because you have so many other Yeti cards that you can draw on top of that. But yeah, that would be my suggestion for mulligan tips. Although we did not face Kai'Sa in this video, I have been playing this deck a lot in stream, and anytime we go against Kai'Sa, usually the way that you win against Kai'Sa is with Bloody Business and having a Yeti get buffed up by the Whooping Wonder. So usually that matchup, what you want to do is you want to have a Yeti, let's say Ancient Yeti, or you know the Enraged Yeti from the Trapper, and then buff it up with Bear Stance, right? So that the Yeti becomes a 7/7. Meaning that now your Bloody Business can actually kill it. So it's a very specific hand state that you need to be able to beat Kai'Sa, unfortunately, but it is doable. And also Udyr can also get you there, right? Because Udyr can get really big, bigger than Kai'Sa, and you're able to win the game that way. But enough about that. As always, hope you enjoyed the games, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to drop a like and drop a sub below. It supports us a lot. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream about 3 to 4 times a week. We were just playing this deck on Sunday night on stream, so you can go ahead and watch the bot for that if you want to see more gameplay. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.